Hi guys, it's Riri here. Welcome back to my channel. So today's gonna be a very chit chatty kind of video vibe. So guys, if you have met me years ago, like 3-4 years ago, my relationship with money looks way different from what I'm doing now. And I don't think it was because I didn't know how to budget. I mean, there was a point in my life where I was not budgeting at all. I was literally just spending as the money comes. But I think it had a lot to do with my relationship and my mindset with money. So over the past year, I have made mistakes, I've learned from my mistakes and repeated my mistakes again and learn to get from it. But I think currently I'm in a very good spot to just speak about things I will do differently with my money now. Not because I have everything figured out yet, but these changes are what I have implemented and I have seen it work for me. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I'll do differently now is to give every dollar a purpose, telling my money where to go, what to do for me, and know exactly what I'm using my money for. Because honestly, sometimes we get into this trap of just spending without looking at our accounts. I used to think budgeting was very restrictive, but now when I get paid, I have my budget file. I use Excel, just a very simple income and expense, and I list out all of my bills. I know how much they are. I know basically just giving my money an allocation. Okay, so point one, give every dollar a purpose. I know this can sound very, I hear this all the time, but that's something I would do differently, is telling my money where to go and what to do for me. I have not been the person to budget, but now I have a budget file that I always update, and basic Excel file that's imputed there my income and expense, and I can see where my money is going, so I can see the allocations that I'm giving my money. Some goes towards bills, some goes towards paying credit card, some goes towards travel and all of the good stuff. Because what I'm trying to avoid here is getting to the end of the month and I'm wondering, okay, what did I do with my money? Or looking at my account, I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I overspent on self-care or any of those things. So actively allocating the money intentionally, if it's for shopping, if it's for self-care, for making my hair, getting my nails done, I see it, and I am also intentional about making sure I allocate some money for things that are meaningful to me. And honestly, that shift alone has reduced so much stress from me, so much anxiety. It has reduced it a lot. Point number two. So one thing that have stuck with me is, for the fact I can afford something doesn't mean I should buy them. There was a time I equated affordability with permission. If I had the money on my account, or if I had some money on my credit cards, I'd probably telling myself, I mean, why not? It's just $100 here, it's $100 there. And you know what? I get it without thinking twice. But now I ask different question. Does this actually mean something to me? What I'm buying, is this something I'll probably use in the next 2 to 3 months? Because I remember times I just go to TJ Maxx and I just go pick up stuffs, and honestly, those stuffs I check all around. I'm like, where are those things now? They are nowhere to be found. So I think this just goes to be intentional about what you shop, especially when you're going to those stores like Target, Walmart, TJ Maxx, Burlington, and it's just easy for you to just add stuff to your cart. Just be intentional about what you buy, the quality of what you buy. So you're buying stuff that will last you for a while. So you're buying stuff that would add some value to your life. Also, you're buying stuff that you enjoy, most importantly. Also, sometimes we get into this rabbit hole of shopping when we are bored, when we're stressed, when we're going through stuff, and when we come back to ourselves, we now have to deal with paying those credit cards back or repaying whatever we got when we are at that state. I know it's not easy, but just being very mindful of how we are spending our money, especially those times that you're not all that okay. Instead of spending money mindlessly, just shopping all around, just taking that time to like sit through your thoughts and just get better mentally, just be in a better space mentally. So you're shopping with intention. But you know what? Sometimes I know life can be lifing. Sometimes the answer is a yes, you just go for it. But most times we just have to be careful about and be intentional about saying no when it's not necessarily needed. Point number three, I think about my future self. This is probably the biggest mindset shift I have had. So every financial decision includes my future self, especially when it comes to big financial decisions that I need to make, be it investing, saving, and all of that good stuff. So instead of asking what do I want today, I'm asking what will my future self thank me for? What will I look back in 5, 10 years and I'm like, yes, I'm happy I made that decision. I'm happy I took that bold step. That's kind of like the thinking process that I usually go through now. We should be grateful if I save the money. We should be grateful if I have done the investments. We should be grateful if I have started putting money in the stock market. Not to myself, I really need to get a hang of this whole investing in stocks. Guys, let me be honest here. I know nothing about investing in stocks, and I need to take all that time to educate myself, take all that time to educate myself on the basics. Like, I don't need to know everything. The basics is just what I need to get me started, because I feel like I'm losing out on some money, so I need to get right on that soon. Delayed gratification is not always fun. I know it can pinch at times and it can be so annoying at times, but it is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, especially if you have financial goals you want to hit. Especially if by the end of the year you're telling yourself, I want to have X amount of money saved, I want to have X amount of money invested in the stock market, I want to buy a property. So delayed gratification is a gift right there. Point four, I spend on what truly matters to me. One thing I've stopped doing, as I said earlier, is spending money just because. Spending money just because I have the money in my account. Spending money just because I just want to spend money. There are times that you're just like, especially someone like me that loves shopping. I just go on and I'm like, okay, that's dress cute. And I get it. And sometimes the quality of these clothing, they're not it. So recently I am super intentional about where I shop and how I shop, because I want to buy clothing that I would enjoy and wear again and again and again. My part is about what I want to spend my money on is become clearer. I know what is important to me, things like travel. I love traveling. I love new experiences. I love being in a new country. I love exploring. Those are the things that are meaningful to me. And recently, I started reading books. I started reading African literature. So I spent my money buying some of these books, even though it's an ebook. I don't know. I can't bring myself to read hard copies because I always fall asleep. So I usually read on my phone. And also fashion clothing. I do a lot of fashion stuff on this channel. I love fashion. I love everything fashion, honestly. So those are the things that that are meaningful to me, and I intentionally put money aside for all of those things. So if you know those things that are meaningful to you, that's the word. Just set aside some money for that. It doesn't have to be so big of your money, and some of those experiences are free. I'm saying I love experiences, I love travel. There's some places around where I'm staying that I haven't even gone, and it's free. I don't even have to pay money to go there. So we gotta take advantage of that now that the weather is still very warm. Yeah, spending intentionally doesn't mean never spending. It just basically means you're spending with a goal in mind. Basically making sure your spending reflects your values, it reflects where you want to be. And also just basically means your spending reflects your values. Point five, I measure wealth differently now. The last thing I do now is measuring my wealth by what other people think or what other people define what wealth means to them. I have defined what wealth means to me in terms of the financial aspects and the non-financial aspects, right? I have made that definition for myself. So if you haven't done that yet, please do know what wealth means to you, so you're not defining wealth by what society thinks wealth is. But I think real wealth is having options. Yes, real wealth is having more money in the bank. Real wealth is having the means to do things that you want to do, to relax your body when you want to relax your body, and you're not worried or thinking about, oh, I need to work all the time. Real wealth is creating something for yourself that will scale beyond your wildest imagination, right? And it comes in form of entrepreneurship, and it comes in form of just starting and building something for yourself. And that's something I am trying to do intentionally at this point in my life. That's something I am slowly trying to do. And also it means having peace of mind, being able to say no when you don't want to indulge in some stuff. That is the kind of wealth I'm trying to build, both financial wealth and the non-financial aspect of wealth. So those two actually important. But yeah, just make sure you're defining what wealth means for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I know I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I don't have it all figured out yet. I'm still a work in progress when it comes to this thing called money, creating wealth, and just stacking up our coins, because it's very important for us to stack up those coins. But I don't want money to control my life anymore. I think I've been in situations, lived experiences whereby I allow money to control me so much, which is not a good thing. Instead, I want it to be a tool that helps me build the life that I really want to live, and not a source of stress or comparison or constant anxiety. And I think changing your relationship with money, it doesn't start when that money hits your accounts. It starts from your mindset. It's all about our mindset. That's pretty much it, guys. So let me know down in the comment section, what will you do differently with money now? I'll be reading responses. Please let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.